Oops. Better.
Okay, my money way longer than a NASCAR race. I told her keep going on the gas for the brakes. Only here for one night, let me put.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Taylor and we're back today with another video. Now this is kind of a sequence off of like last week's video because I had a whole bunch of you asking me once you watch the video, which if you didn't, you could look at it. I'll leave the link down below, but basically it was my reaction to a bunch of the colleges I got into, and I had a ton of you guys asking me because I did mention that I was able to get into any college in the United States that I wanted for absolutely free, and I know a bunch of you guys were wondering how I did that. Now, I'm going to talk about that in this video. Obviously, I'm going to do the first few obvious things first that everyone always talks about and everyone knows about, but then I'm going to do some of the things that I did as well as some things that I didn't do, but maybe you guys would be more interested in if you weren't per se into like what exactly it was that I did. So, let's jump right into it. So the first thing we look at, and that's the most obvious thing, is GPA and ACT. Obviously, this is what all colleges look at when they want to rather put you in the class or look at how much money they want to give you. So obviously, when we look at me, I do have a pretty good GPA. I have a 4.2, but I do not have the best ACT. I literally got a 21 on my ACT. I cannot take tests at all, and I know I'm probably not the only one out there. But good news, guys, is there is hope for you all. And just because you have maybe not the best ACT score, but if you are able to keep a good GPA, which to all you underclassmen out there, there is still time. You guys can bring your GPA up because it does matter a lot. Automatically, when you submit to colleges, you're up for a thing called merit scholarships. Now, these merit scholarships are automatically looked at by your GPA and your ACT. Some schools will just look at your GPA. You're really lucky if that's it, and your activities and stuff. But basically, they look at a chart, and they follow it along, and they go, here's where you meet, and this is how much money you'll get. Now, another thing with these type of scholarships is the sooner you apply, the more money you get. And some schools do have a deadline, so make sure you watch that, which is what I said too, because I know a lot of you guys are looking at California and Florida. Florida, for example, way late deadline, probably later than any of the states, because you're good till the next June and July before school starts to apply. But if you're looking at California, and I know a lot of you guys are looking at USC and schools like that, apply early because all the USC schools and the California State schools deadline is in November. That means November of your senior year. So if you don't get that in, you're not going to the school. So it's really important to get those stuff in. For me, example, I applied to DePaul University, which is where I'm going, if it wasn't obvious. I got a $15,000 scholarship for each year, which ended up being a $60,000 scholarship, just based off my grades and stuff like that. Now, this is like a pretty good amount, but the school's also super expensive to go to. All these schools that you apply to, you'll automatically be like looked at for money, and that's just off of your scholarships and what you've done. Now, there's also the financial side of that, which you can automatically get money for that. I didn't get a ton of money there, but I did get some money on the financial side of like what you need, and those are called grants. So you guys will automatically be looked at for grants from your school and from federal. So get your FAFSA in, which is your federal student aid, and your FAFSA, there is a deadline for that too, and the sooner you get that in, the more money you get. So don't waste time waiting for any of the deadlines. And then the next type of thing I also looked was just overall scholarships, and I know you guys hear this all the time. I know everyone's like, do scholarships, do this, do that, obviously, and you're probably like, whatever, I'm not gonna get them. You would be so surprised. I have heard so many people like from my school and guidance counselors and people like that who talked about a scholarship that was like worth $1,000 or $500, whatever, and only 2 kids applied. So if only 2 kids applied, like how easy would that be? You know, your chances are 50-50. Like, and not saying all scholarships are like this, but a lot are. And 500, you might be like, oh, what's that going to do? But it's going to help. And those small scholarships literally add up. And there's 3 big places you all can get scholarships. So first, you look at your school. Your guidance counselor probably has a ton of scholarships you can start applying for your senior year. I know me personally has applied to 30 plus different scholarships at my school and online, which is the next place. Look online, because between your guidance counselor and online, there's like hundreds of scholarships out there, and I know you guys don't want to take the time maybe to do it, because that was me. I was like, why would I want to take the time to sit here and write 500 different essays? But no, that is not the case, guys. I've written 5 essays, and out of like 35 plus scholarships, they're all the same essay. So all you got to do is just change the title and then reprint it, and you can keep like applying. So yeah, sorry, I'm running out of breath, guys. And then the last place you can look at scholarships is the school that you're going to. So once again, me personally, I looked at all these scholarships that my school was given at DePaul, and DePaul was giving a ton of different ones I could apply for. So I applied for the DePaul leadership because they only let you apply for one, and I ended up getting a thing saying I was up for the interview. So I came in like a few months later and I did an interview and I ended up getting it, and that was $8,500 scholarship each year, and all I got to do is go to like some meetings and stuff during the year, and it's actually like a really fun club type of thing. And around 30 kids got the scholarships. And I haven't gotten anything back from other scholarships I've applied to like at my school and stuff, so I'm sure that's going to add on. But the next thing you can look at to get free college like money, and I know some of you all may not be interested in this, and I know I was super iffy about this at first, but is going into the Army. And this is probably the biggest thing that was able to allow me to go to school for completely free. And I did not just enlist, because like I know nothing against anyone enlisting, but maybe that's not what you want to do. You don't want to go to a boot camp. You don't want to go, you don't want to spend your summer as soon as you get out doing that. And I know personally I did not want to just enlist and then get called out of college. So what I actually ended up doing was the ROTC program, which is called Reserves Officer Training Course, is this course that you can just take one class each semester at your school. And then you do PT 3 days a week, and then that's about it. And then afterwards, you have like an 8-year commitment. You can do reserves or active. It gets into a lot more detail. And if you guys really do want to know about ROTC, I could do another video on that one. So like it and let me know. Because at first, for me, I was like, there's no way. Like, there's no way I would ever go into the Army, I mean, my dad was in the Army, which kind of gave me an idea of what it was like. But as soon as I realized that, like, I kind of stepped back and I'm like, what do I want to do, with college and stuff like that? And looking at the Army and realizing that being an officer was, like, an option, I went ahead and I applied for the ROTC scholarships anyways just to see what I could get. And lo and behold, I ended up getting a 3-year scholarship. And the ROTC program's not just anyone enlisting. It's a hard, like, competitive program to get into. Like, I didn't even get the 4-year scholarship, I got the 3-year, but that's still great. Which I forgot to mention, I also have a little bit of money left over from my dad when he was deployed overseas, so I have about 4 months. But that's only 4 months out of 4 years, guys, that I got for free, which was kind of like just a given. And I know some of you guys may have money elsewhere too, so that's that. So starting my sophomore year, though, then my ROTC scholarship will kick in. And like I said, if you guys want to know more about ROTC or even the Army in general, let me know, because I know some of you girls are like, no way, you're clicking out of it, but like, don't, because it could be an option, and don't rule anything out until you really look at it. I mean, look at this, like this way, like ROTC, not only my sophomore year, and I'm gonna like not have any college debt at all, as soon as I get out, nothing, but I'm gonna make money off of college, because ROTC pays you a stipend each month, and around $350, and then $400, and then $500 a month, like starting your senior year. So I'm literally going to start making money my sophomore year off of college, which is crazy to think about, but it is possible if you guys look into it. So enough about Army, but another option that you guys can look into, and I didn't do this personally, but I did look into it, and there's these things called your close states agreements, which for me, okay, so I'm in the Midwest. So the Midwest has an agreement between the different states that you can go through, and if you're in one of the Midwest states and you want to go to another, let's say I'm in Missouri and I want to go to Iowa or something like that, I can apply for in-state tuition through this Midwest agreement. And it's not just the Midwest who has that, because the Western Coast has that, Eastern Coast has that, and up by New York area, I'm pretty sure. So there's a general area. So if you're California but you live in Mexico, you don't even live in the US. No. If you live in New Mexico, then you can go to California for in-state tuition price, but it's through this agreement. So there's so many ways out there for you guys to get your money knocked off of, but yeah, if you guys want to know more, I'll definitely look into some more ways that I did it. And then like I said, if you want to know more about Army ROTC, let me know. Make sure to give this video a big like and thumbs up, and share it and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys later. All my links are in the down below. Peace out, love you.
Okay, my money way longer than a NASCAR race. I told her